This week, a new Register of Deeds started her job in Marinette County.
So what's the deal? Usually that's not exceptionally noteworthy, but some are saying that the new Register of Deeds, Renee Miller, got her new job based on her political connections, not her experience and qualifications. Governor Walker appointed her to the post earlier this month. So what does she bring to the table, and who was overlooked for the job? Fox 11's Becky DeVries has balanced coverage.
I put my resume in like everybody else. I went down and interviewed with the governor's office, and then I got my phone call on April 8th.
Renee Miller has finished 2 days at her new job as Marinette County Register of Deeds, dealing with things like birth certificates and land records. But some question if it's a job she should have. Governor Walker appointed Miller after the former Register of Deeds retired in January. Miller's husband is campaign treasurer for Republican Representative John Nygren. Democratic Representative Peter Barca says the appointment is part of a cycle of Walker cronyism. At least 2 others in the office applied for the job, including Deputy Clerk Becky Chisinski, who Walker's spokesman said he was going to appoint until he found out she filed for bankruptcy in 2009. Chisinski wouldn't speak with me, but she told the Associated Press she didn't think a bankruptcy filing should have kept her from getting the Register of Deeds job. She also said if she wasn't going to be in that job, she'd like to see someone with more experience in the job. Miller says she is qualified.
As far as working with the land and the vital records, it's not something I've done before. I do have, qualifications in leadership and management. So I'm going to, to know exactly why the governor picked me, you'd have to talk to the governor's office.
We had 2 finalists for that position that were scored well. The number 1 candidate I looked at, the person who was the deputy clerk at that time, had good recommendations, good qualifications. We did a background check and had some concerns raised at that time, and so we deferred to the backup candidate, the second finalist in that regard. But I think in the end, you had 2 good qualified candidates, but I think we owe it to the taxpayers that when concerns are raised to background checks, that we go to the backup.
And Representative John Nygren told me this evening on the phone that he mentioned Miller's name in a phone conversation and an email, but beyond that, he says he had nothing to do with her getting the job. Miller tells me she plans on keeping the job and plans to run for election next year. By the way, Miller says offhand she doesn't know what her exact salary is, but it is in the neighborhood of $50,000.